Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today, I'm going to be covering episode 40 of Jujutsu Kaisen. And man, wow, there was just so much action that happened in this entire episode. It was intense. There was so many fights, and really, there were three fights that happened in this episode. But just to kind of give a quick reminder, so we had Sukuna versus Jogo. And then we also had Toji versus Megami. And the cool thing is that you had two completely different fights in this episode while still both being very action-packed, very enticing, just a lot going on both fronts. So with the Sukuna and Jogo, it was basically just all power, strength, destruction. So much happened in this fight, and it was really cool to see. If you don't remember, the Sukuna versus Jogo fight really only happened because Sukuna agreed that if Jogo could land a punch or a hit on Sukuna, then he would basically kind of bow to their whim, you could say. But just he was very confident in Sukuna in himself, oddly enough, as you can tell by just this fight, that he is insanely strong. And there's kind of a super important piece that you see happen in this fight between the two. And I'll kind of give a quick reference to it in just a minute. But then you see Jogo doing all these attacks, all these different power moves, and nothing's working. It was very visually stunning. I loved it. It was so cool to see just all this destruction that was happening. And Sukuna basically wiping away like some sweat. It was nothing to him. And it was really cool to see. And then at the end of the fight, you see Sukuna using a fire move, which is really cool to see because if you remember, Jogo basically says, I thought he was just kind of like a hack and slash kind of person, just physical attacks. Well, as you can tell, he can do more than just that. And it'll be very interesting to see if we can see something similar to that, maybe use it again, do something similar. That'd be really cool to see later on. I can't wait for seeing Sukuna fight again because this can't be the only time we see him fight. That's absolutely not happening. And then the Toji and Megami fight was really cool. Megami tries to basically confront him. It's like, nope, not happening. He is way too strong, stronger than Maki, on par with Sukuna, which is kind of crazy to think as far as speed is concerned. And you see the rabbits just scoring themselves to help Megami get away. Doesn't work. Megami is just, sorry, Toji is just too strong. Just score. Sorry, lost my train of thought. But the fight was really cool, and you just see Megami trying to flee, Toji being very very overpowering, and then it was really cool to see him just using his brute strength, throwing trucks at Megami. It was really cool. Sorry, said that twice. It was really awesome to see. Then they fight inside of that building where Toji basically just uses a bunch of shattered up concrete to destroy all of the rabbits. Remember, they are not meant to be strong. So these little pebbles essentially of rock, way more than enough to kill these rabbits. And I really enjoyed the fight. And then at the end of the fight, you have them kind of at a standoff. You get a flashback of Toji, and you can tell he loves his son. He truly does. He wants the betterment for Megami, and he's just kind of doing it in his own way. I thought that was really good to see. Eventually, he kind of comes to, remembers who he is, in a sense, figures out who Fushiguro is, and is happy that he took essentially his name. and anticlimactically kills himself in that brief moment. It was a lot of emotions going on. I really liked the fight. There was some other stuff that happened in the episode, but for the most part, that was probably the most important parts of this episode, were those two fights. And then at the very end of the episode, you see some creature come in against the guy with the toga and the hand sword. So can't wait for next week to figure out what that's about. It'll be very interesting. I'm so excited. This season's been so good. I think we have, let's see, we're on episode 16 of this season, so we've got about 8 more episodes to go. Doing a fantastic job, and I can't wait for next week. But that's all I got for this episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Please make sure to check out the Anime Show on Facebook and Instagram. Drop a like, leave a comment, let us know what you think of this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, and also subscribe. Have a good one.